Welcome, friends. I left this half portion there in the last video, so I'll be continuing again this dam proof course only. As I said that uh, no proportion you had to take care about the prescribed ratio should be there, and then and no you should follow the proper ratio of mixing of cement, sand, and aggregate with that, and you should make sure that the thickness should not be no, or it should be between 25 to 40 then coarse aggregate, as I said, that should be of less than 20 that is 12 to 6 then you will be having the fine aggregate, where a fine aggregate we are using a bit coarser one that should be clean and no clean from all the organic matters and the vegetative matters and from the earth also. Then cement, cement, it should stand all the requirements, or it should go through the all the standard specifications, and then you should carry, or even you can write some of the test there, which test you are going to carry out there on the field as well as in the lab also. Then waterproofing compound, as I said in the previous class also, that you have to mix it along with the water, and you should make sure that that is standing on the all specification. Then mixing, as I said, it should be a man-made or a mechanical mixing should be there. As I'm going to bit faster there, because I have discussed these things in the previous class also, but I left it, a small portion has been left below there, so I'll be doing it again, right? So mixing should be with a by man-made or by the mechanical means, by the machineries also you can do, but you have to make sure that if you're doing it on a man-made by man-made, then you're supposed to turn it, a dry mix should turn or without any adding water, then you are supposed to turn it thrice by adding the water. That you have to keep in mind. Then preparing the base should be of a brickwork on the edges, and frogs of the brick thickness, you have to make sure that that should be upper side, and you should lay it, right? Laying should be with the full width you have to lay on the plane, and you should make sure that, right, the superstructure construction of the superstructure over that work should carry, you should make a basement for the superstructure walls, right? And all laying should be done according to the drawings only. Then curing, you're supposed to keep this, or no, you're not supposed to start the superstructure work on the DPC at least for the 7 days. You're supposed to do a curing for 7 days. Then measurement, as I said, that see this DPC as specification will give its depth, so we are not going to go for the depth, we are going to go for the areas, right? Where uh, billing this, or we are making a payment this on basis of the area, that is width and length. Now this is what all about the dam proof course.
Plus brickwork. Uh, Here also again, what I did is that, say, I just having the sequence for that, how the brickwork is going to be carried out in the field.
Now no it is very important to understand how it is going to be laid down on the field, right? You know that you have to first take the bricks with of a good quality, then you have to soak it into the water, then mix a mortar, then keep bricks into the format or the sequence, like English bond, Flemish bond, whichever it will be mentioned by the engineer. Lay it in a proper way, skilled rebels are required. Then we are going to do the layers one by one, and you have to make sure that you will be having a 1 meter height at a time, then next 1 meter, and if possible go for the scaffolding. If it increases the height more than 1 meter, we'll be having the scaffolding. Then finally we are going to measure it, and we are going to take the rates for that. Now this is the sequence, this is what I have written here, and you can easily remember the sequence. You are supposed to, how to write in the examination, you are supposed to write this. See, uh, no you have to write the heading, a property of a brick. Then next what you have to do is that, then no you have to explain it in the paragraph, right? Just heading properties of a brick, then you have to explain all the things there. Now here you can see that what are things I'm going to write for the properties of brick. See, it should be table molded, weld burn, then color should be uniform, free from the cracks and all those things, then uniform in shape and size, then maximum crushing strength should be of 10.5 Newton per square. This is very important thing. Then soak in water, right? You have to soak this in water, and you have to make sure that it should not no absorb water more than half of its weight. That is very important when you'll be soaking it for 1 hour. Then mortar, you have to make sure that whatever the specification they will be having, or whatever the ratio they have mentioned, with that ratio only you are supposed to add the cement and sand with a clean water. right? That is a drinking water, we call it as a potable water, right? Then workmanship, see, work should not carried out more than 1 meter height at a time, right? And you have to make sure that you're not going to use the broken bricks bad. Then corner should be truly plumbed. Then no mortar joint shall not exceed the thickness, right, more than 10 mm. Then brick should be laid frog up, right, so that the next layer can cover it up and you can have the bonding there. Then you require skilled laborers there. Skilled labor should be there, and it should be well no watered at least 15 days, right? It should be watered after construction. Then how to measure it? We are going to take it as a volume quantity, or we are going to take it as a meter cube quantity, where you will be measuring length, width and depth for that. The width, it is it is 1 inch, half inch and 2 inches, like that. Means you'll be having 23 centimeters, 30 centimeters walls, like that you are going to use. And then scaffolding, as I said, that if the height goes, right, beyond reachable work, beyond handwork, then you're supposed to go for the scaffolding. And scaffolding should be strong enough to take the load, and it should have a proper platform to carry out the materials, or you should keep the all kind of materials there. Stacking of material should be there on the platform. The next, you're supposed to go for the rate of brickwork, and it includes the scaffolding also. Then rate, how we are going to take it based on the meter cube, per meter cube, how much it is going to cost. And that rate, you're supposed to, by that rate only, you're supposed to take the billings. Now the next we are going to discuss about the timber doors and windows. Now this is very important, how we are going to use it. Well seasoned timber you are supposed to take, and you are supposed to do the fabrication of frame. Then you are supposed to use the fastenings, then fix it into the wall. And you should make sure that design of shutters, how it will be, and no fix the shutters. Then you should know the workmanship, how to work it out. Skilled rebels are required for that. And then how to apply the oil paint on that. Then we're going for the measurement and rate. Now the whole sequence, because I know the how the things are there on the field, so I have written the sequence. So based on these sequence only, you're supposed to write the specification, right? The properties of timber, see, best quality, well seasoned, and from clear from the cracks, knots, flaws and other defects. Then fabrication and fixing, fasting and fixtures. See, the frame should be standard size, that is 100 into 80 size. MS hold fast of a standard standard size you are supposed to use. Then 3 hold fast, should have one frame at one side, you should have 3 hold fast. Then designing of shutter, you have to make sure that shutter should be prepared from the well seasoned wood of thickness of 40 Then shutter should be it may be a fully paneled, glazed, fully glazed, or partially paneled, or partially glazed. Then you'll be having the workmanship, as I said, that only you know, uh, as I said that only skilled labor you are supposed to use, and timber shall be of a best quality. Bad workmanship, the whatever bad work is there, that you have to recover from the contractor or by his own cost. Then oil paint, the sides of frame should be first colored, or the paint with a turpentine, no uh, with a turpentine, or with a no uh, what you call as that is a chocolate paint, no? Coal tar you can use, a charcoal paint you can use, a coal tar you can use, and 3 coats of a oil paint should be used. Then measurement, we are going to take it as a no square meter quantity, right? But when you'll be buying the wood, then in the local market you will be having a gun foot. Gun foot means meter cube, 1 feet by 1 feet by 1 feet, right? So that is gun foot. But when you'll be asking the payment, or when you'll be writing it into the estimation, billing will be done on the basis of meter square only, right? This will not be a meter cube quantity. But while buying, usually the person who is selling that, he will be selling the wood based on the feet cube, that is gun foot, right? Then the rates includes all fasting and fixtures. It includes 3 coats of oil paint, right? This is what it includes. Now specification for the stone masonry. See, 3 different stone masonries are there. One is random rubble masonry, then coarse rubble masonry, and ashlar rubble masonry. For these masonries, see, I have written the I prepared a table there, right? So just you go with that, go with this table, and try to understand that how things will be there with this table, right? uh, Here in table 1, see, this side I am having the all the particulars I have written this side, and this side I'll be having the different specifications. Now this is the way to understand or to remember the specification for all three items, means all three different kinds of for the stones you can easily remember here. Now properties of a stone, now see, you'll be having stone should be hard, sound, and free from the decay, and free from the weathering. Now we'll be talking about the random rubble masonry, right? Stone should be uh, no, it should be hard, sound, and free from the decay and weathering. Size of stone should not be less than 50 centimeter in any direction. And when we'll be talking about the mortar, right, how the mortar should be there, it should be according to the specification what we are getting from the engineer. And the cement sand should be used uh, no for the mortar with the standard specification, whatever the cement will be there, that you have to use. And should, now you are supposed to keep one thing in mind, that you should use one bag of cement, and a mix can be used within half hour only, right? You have to, whatever mixing you are doing, you have to use it within half an hour, else it is going to start to settle down, right? And then workmanship, how the workmanship should be there, that I have written here. And all stone should be wetted before placed in position, that you have to keep in mind. Then stone shall be hammered or dressed with a wooden mallet before using wall. Or no, wall shall be carried out truly plumb. Joint should not exceed more than 20 mm. Stone chips can be used in the joints to reduce the thickness of joint. These things you have to keep in mind while doing the workmanship. Here you can use a low skilled labors also, because here you'll be having no not properly shaped kind of masonries, where we'll be using a rubbles, but you have to make sure that the rubble should not be less than of 15 centimeter. Larger rubbles you are going to use into the wall construction. Course by course you are supposed to lay, but you will be having a irregular shape rubbles will be there, all of more than 15 centimeter. Then curing, see, curing, what curing you have to do is that, right here curing I have written, that is well watered for at least 2 weeks, that you have to make sure that for the curing. Then measurement, how we are going to do the measurement, see, we are taking it is in terms of length, width, and depth. And scaffoldings should be required, as I said that you're not supposed to carry the work, any work like a brickwork or stone masonry work, more than 1 meter in a height at a time. So as the height increases, you require scaffolding to stack out the material to carry out the construction work. So scaffolding is very important, and the rate include is that whatever rate you are going to take, that includes the scaffolding also. Now we are going to discuss about the coursed rubble masonry. Now here stone, all the same kind of a stone quantity will be there, here also same, and here also same, and here also you will be having same. Only thing is that here you will be having 15 centimeter, here also you will be having 15 centimeter, but here you will be having in ashlar masonry, because it is a standard size will be there for the ashlar masonry, and you have to make sure that the minimum height should be of 20 centimeter for the ashlar masonry. And when you will be coming about the proper mix with the standard specification, quantity should not be more than one bag, and should get used within half an hour. That will remain same for the mixing, will remain same for the all three, so it will be very easy to remember the things. And when you will be talking about the workmanship, so all three will be having the same workmanship. Only thing is that here if you see this portion here, the course thickness should not be less than 3 centimeter. The course of the thickness should not be less than 3 centimeter, and joint should not be more than 23 should not be less than 3, course should not be less than 3 centimeter, and should not be more than 23 centimeter. Joint should remain same, that is should not be more than 20 mm. And you are supposed to use a through stone, right? Through stone you are supposed to use at every 1.5 meter height. It should be well watered for at least twice a week, right? And then you'll be having quantity, length into width into depth. Then scaffolding you are supposed to use. Scaffolding, as I said, it should be strong enough to carry the material that you are supposed to use there. Same thing will be there for this. See, if you go to the mixing will remain same, and watering will remain same for the ashlar masonry, because it is a neatly dressed stones you are going to use there. So size will be proper. You have to make sure that you will be using skilled labors for the ashlar masonry while writing the uh, workmanship for there. And quantity, as usually, we are going to take it in meter cube, and also there also we are having the scaffolding. Now this is what all about the specification for the stone masonry.